Hey guys, welcome to the designsketchbook.com. It's Chou-Tac, and today we are going to see contour lines, tips and tricks for designers. That's something that you absolutely need to know as a beginners when you learn product design. So first, what are contour lines? So we are going to see that from a simple box like a cube right here, and what you see in blue are the contour lines. Basically, they are some imaginary lines that help you to better understand the surface of the box. So they give you extra informations. And note that they can also be curvy, like giving an organic forms. Let's imagine that you have a ball like falling on this surface, and boom, this is kind of distortion that you will get. So we like to draw the contour lines in a geometric way, like horizontal and strictly vertical. So both are going to cross, being perpendicular. So we cut it half-half. So what we like to do as well is to draw the box in transparency. Imagine this is a transparent plastic box. And then the contour lines that are visible right here, you need to remember that they do exist also behind the box on the side that you can see. Okay? This is just a mind trick that you need to practice to see things in 3 dimensions. So let's carry on right here, because why we like to do that? Because the contour lines are actually quite useful to use to cut your volumes, like right here, like we cut into. Imagine you have a cake in form of rectangle, and then you just cut it into half. And this is where we call it this part the section. Let's do the section on the other way around. So we have it on the longest part of this rectangle. Easy, right? And this little part we can also add another division with the contour lines. So here we cut this part, here we cut that part here, and question mark. How about we want to cut just 1/4 of this rectangle? How would you proceed? 3, 2, 1, here we go. So we just add the hatching on these surfaces that we want to keep. And see the emptiness? That's why it's really important to start drawing with a very light lines, so you can keep what you want to make visible, and add extra contour line right here to subdivide this quarter here, so you make it even more communicative. So feel free to even subdivide it. That's why it's very important to be very neat in terms of geometry, so you can divide and subdivide much easier. So remember, there are imaginary lines that works for organic forms, geometric in 3D. You get some section here, you can subdivide. If you need to learn and practice the basics of perspective, feel free to download the Designer Starter Kit in the link below. Let's carry on with bins, and we are adding some contour lines right here. So for the shortest area, half, and for the longest, divide by 3, third. And feel free also to add half if you want to. So there is no specific rule to follow, but we like it neat, and this is why it's good to avoid something that where the lines are slanted or not in proportions. And here we can use a contour line as a section, so we are cutting these bins. Oh, looks so painful. Look like the cartoon larva though. Here is extra pieces that has been cut. Oops. So remember, when you draw contour lines, always try to visualize what's going on behind. So you can try drawing some more right here. And see, for the face, it's actually quite convenient to use it as a guide. We look for symmetry and proportion. This is why it's important to make it as neat as you can. So if you imagine that you got this bin in front of you, this would be like horizontal and vertical. Okay, let's carry on with cylinders. So cylinders, we also have these contour lines right here, and we draw in transparency. And if you see on the top view, that would be like crossing with 90 degrees, and you get the axis of X, Y, Z. But how do you find them? The trick is to think that your cylinders is actually inside the box, right here. And on the edges, like let's say where the yellow line are actually the contact points between the box and the cylinder. Imagine like, let's say a wine bottle inside his box, the packaging. Where are the four contact area of your bottle? And here, let's say something more challenging and fun. Imagine that your cylinder has been deformed, like you punch it. And then can you see what up here? It's a wireframe. And try to get some. You have this illusion of 3 dimensions. Let's carry on some more. As you can see, on the right is something more like a hole, it's like getting inside, and on the left is pulling out. You feel like there is a magnet that is attracting some part of it, and you see the wave all around. Try to visualize them. It's like a map of a land from the top view. Let's continue right here, drawing some cylinders. And you have the XYZ. So the Y, can you see? This is a vertical dot that is totally at the center, at the intersections of the contour lines. And we are going to cut it, make it slanted like a bamboo. And you get the touch, 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 touch. And here we are going hatching on the area that has been cut. It's a little bit more advanced, but I wanted to show you what you can do with that. Let's carry on with a cone. You can hear adding some cut right here. Let's now slant it with the cut slanted. And now it's time to train. So can you see here, it's actually a lot more fluid for the lines. Because when you study something, it's quite useful to be more neat, to be more stiff, trying to understand what's going on. And then as soon as you get it, you can practice with fluidity. Don't jump directly in fluidity from beginning, or you will just go nowhere. Try to understand well how does it works, and then after you draw with fluidity. This is the only way you can learn a lot faster. Don't try to skip the steps. Okay, so draw some more, practice some more. Here we got some another little characters that we actually getting an organic body. So take your time. You can draw as many as you want. You try to study. I will add some more links below this video about cylinders, so you can also refer on the other tutorials of the blog, so you can learn more. So here I give you a trick. See, on the contour line, I make sure that there is a hook all around. Try to avoid this on the edges to be pointy, because it gives your cylinders a flat effect. Make sure that you are drawing all around with this hook. Okay, it's surrounding in 3D. That's why what is invisible is as much unimportant as what is visible. So now I know it can be quite overwhelming, so we add some hatching to draw the surfaces to make sure that you know what is below, what is on top. Okay, see the better viewpoint of your object. It's a little trick that adds some clarity in your drawings. Alright, so I hope you're having a lot of fun. So don't look for perfection at this stage. Draw with intention, draw with fluidity in mind. Okay, so at the beginning we get something very geometrical. We look for surface form with the contour lines. We can get some sections, so they are applicable for organic form as well as geometric. Here we got the beans. Geometry as a base that actually after we deform, having organic surface, so we like to mix them. And this is how you go from the theory to the exercise. You study stiff and then you practice with fluidity. Alright, so train as many as you want, and see you on the blog to see to invite you to get even more tutorials. So here you got the designer starter kit, and you got also some tutorials with how to draw straight line, for examples. So you can get there and train with some 4 exercises to get started and get confident in your lines. See you for the next video. Bye bye.